fans on or something, there was no interaction because he motorhome here, back, motorhome here, back, and here you don't have all those things. You can come and race and enjoy, and then the fans, as I said before when I first pulled in yesterday, the old school field and watching and letting fans come across the track into the pit after the race is exactly what we used to do when I raced at South Boston in 1990.
Yep. And from a personal experience, there's been nights, especially at Bowman Gray, where you just don't want to be there.
Yeah.
You have a bad night, something goes crazy, you just want to go home.
You get punched in the stomach by some guy's sister?
You may get punched in the stomach, yeah, you might.
Yeah.
And you just don't want to be there. Yeah. And you go in there and you change your uniform and you put your clothes back on and you're like, man, I don't want to be here. The fans are going to come down. I got to sign autographs and God, man, I don't want to be here. And then 30 minutes later, you're out there laughing and having a good time, taking pictures, signing autographs, and you forget that you had a bad night. You know, so there's a positive side to it. And just like Bobby said, that they feel like they're a part of it. And then you get wrapped up in it. Yeah. Oh, yeah, there's Jim. Yeah, man, Jim, how you been? Yeah. And you feel like you know these people because they come every week and they're there. And you know what? There's people that come and get an autograph every week. Yep. Every week. And you know what? I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Because without those people coming and getting autographs, what am I actually,
that's really
I mean, let's be honest. We're going to go out here today, and let's say there's 4,000 people here. All honesty, we're showing off. Okay? To them, as a group, we're out here showing off for these people. And they appreciate it, and we appreciate it. Because without them up there, who are we showing off for? Because when you talk about a race car driver and your egos and the testosterone and all that stuff, that's what we want to do, isn't it? We want to go out there and show off.
And that's really what this tour has the ability to do, to wrap up that side of it, is bring that fan interaction and that loyalty they have to people like Burt and to like Bobby and to all these other drivers that have, take that back across to these short tracks across Virginia, some in North Carolina, because it's not there like it used to be. And I think that's one thing this tour can do by simply doing things the way they do it now, is promote that loyalty that you're talking about. Somebody come and get an autograph every week. Like, what happened to the one you got last week?
I sign another one. I sign another one.
So, but that whole thing could really be exciting for what this tour can do for the stigma again of short track racing over the next couple of years.
Well, what it can also do is where you're racing and your schedule and the tracks you're racing on, like, you give fans the ability to travel on weekends. The races aren't every single weekend, so they can take breaks here and there. And hey, if you live in Franklin County and they're racing at Caraway, you jump in a car 2 hours and go down there. It's not like you have to travel a long way. So if you really get invested and you really get involved and you really enjoy it, hey, once or twice a month for the foreseeable future when the season starts, you can go to each and every track, get a little bit different experience, and still be there for all of it. And I think this series has the ability to draw in those fans who will travel track to track, you know, those diehards, especially when you're talking about mixing in with the Bowman Gray guys. You know, as passionate as they are, you're going to get people to do that. So I think that's the tight schedule and how local it is. You're going to not just get the people in that area. You're not just going to get people from Bradford and Pulaski this weekend. You might get guys from Carolina coming up. You might get guys from Richmond coming up, and that helps build it, makes it something that's very unique.
I can tell you just for my family, it took one race watching Bob, Franklin County Speedway, get my whole family hooked. One race, and now I always watched racing since I was a kid, but one race right there on that track, watching these modifieds, watching Bobby race for the lead on the final lap, and my whole family's hooked. We're so into this racing sport, and especially the modifieds. And for my youngest, Bobby Labonte, sorry, Hermie. My son, we were driving up here yesterday, and my son goes, Dad, I don't want to be rude to your friend, Mr. Sadler, but I'm going to have to tell him I like Bobby Labonte.
You know what you're going to have to do.
He said, you better.
I said okay, because I like Bobby too.
You know what you're going to have to do to change his perspective? You're going to have to win tonight, what you're going to have to do, and then make him say, well, Dad,
I would make a joke and say something like, I'm going to have to just run right over Bobby in turn one and crash both of us, put us at the ballpark. You know,
you might have half the fans in the stadium come down on you about
what's happening, and you told me you wanted.
Well, one way to get a fight out of this tonight, wasn't it? So, and it's cool for us because we got our friend, we got a local